Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and what we're going to talk a little bit about today is single figure golfer. We're going to talk about strategy when you're playing off the tee. And we're going to go to 3 different tee boxes. We're going to play the 2nd, 3rd and 4th holes here at Corinthians Golf Club. So first hole we're looking at that we're going to play, the 2nd hole here is a par 3. Let's just get you some data, get you some distance, what we've got. And we've got to that flag, which is right at the front of the green. We've got 134 yards to that particular flag. Okay, so just to put that in perspective, as a single figure golfer, player shooting around about 80, this is a hole on average I should shoot 3.4. If you're new to my data, that means on average you're going to par this 60% of the time, but you will bogey it 40% of the time. So we've now got to create a strategy to make sure we're doing what we should be doing for our level. So this is really important. So what is a par shot from this position for a single figure golfer? We're looking for anything within 50 to 60 feet. I know that sounds a lot. You think, well, I'm a single figure golfer, 135 yard hole, I should be sticking this within 10 feet. Well, if you were sticking it within 10 feet, I'd be caddying for you on tour. You'd be that good. 50 feet is good. Anywhere on that putting surface is good. Where that flag is today at the very front, we're looking at it, anything there that physically says, okay, even if I'm a few yards off the front edge, I'm probably going to be within 30 feet. And if you're a single figure golfer, you're going to be a reasonable putter. You could probably putt that. Even though we're getting into autumn here in the UK, you could putt that. But I'm going to look at it in 2 ways, okay? The flag is right at the front of the green. So what I'm looking at there, and the thing I haven't quite picked out is quite a strong wind into my face, okay? So if I look at that, I'd probably say that's an 8-iron. If I was playing dead weight to the flag, that would be an 8-iron, would get me nicely to the green. Let's just put my viewfinder down as well. So let's play that. So this is strategy number 1. This is what I think is my orthodox way of playing the hole. It's probably a 9-iron in what I call normal conditions, calm conditions, but a little bit of wind today, so I'm going to take an 8. And if I play it correctly, I should be bang on the number distance-wise. So that's the first way I could look at it. So that's strategy number 1. Let's play it. Let's see what we get. Remember, 50, 60 feet is good. Okay, struck that nicely. Wind should bring that down. And what I'm looking at here more than anything is the distance that I've hit that ball. Okay, so I'm learning a little bit in these windy conditions. Now that ball, I would say is pretty much bang on the 60 foot, but it hasn't made the green. So I'm going to be just off the green. So I'm about par. So what's my strategy? Well, interesting, I had a 9-iron there initially because that's what I thought, but then I didn't really take into account the wind. 8-iron. I've probably got 30 feet at least, if not more, behind that flag. So the strategy should be, learning from that 8-iron, let's change to a 7-iron. That would actually be the better club. Let's just grab that out of the bag. And what that's going to give me, in a sense, is the freedom that when I'm playing this shot, that I know I've got plenty of club. So it allows me to keep really good rhythm in my swing. Okay? And that's what we're doing here today. We're learning from the shots. What we're doing. Not too bad, it's about the maximum distance, but you're always looking to play the best possible shot. So what I've learned from that, and we'll learn from that as we go around these 3 tee shots that we're going to play, how that might affect the choice of club that I play. 7-iron now will be plenty of club, if I strike it correctly, to get into the middle of that green. Bang on line, comfortably there. What have we got? Yeah, probably 25 feet from the flag. So strategy is learning from it. The idea initially was I'm going to hit a 9-iron with the right distance, 8-iron to the fat part of the green. What we've learned was because of the wind, I took the 8-iron, didn't quite get me there. The 7 was plenty. So strategy, when the flag's at the front, play to the middle of the green. I've only got to get it 50, 60 feet away, and I'm doing what I'm meant to do. So that's our par 3 hole. We're now going to go and play the 3rd, which is a par 4, just over 330 yards. Okay, but we'll give you that when we get on the tee box. So here's our 2nd hole. It's the 3rd actually at Corinthians, 326 yard par 4. And what would that be? So let's give you some data. It's a 4.3 hole. So again, just get it in perspective, data. I should par this 70% of the time, bogey it around about 30% of the time. And what would be a par shot? If I can be in the fairway and have 140 yards into the green, I'm doing exactly what I need to do. Now, what I see a lot of the time, people just walk onto a par 4, par 5, and the first club they pull out is the driver. Okay, I know on this hole, there's a marker post up there about 170 yards. It's a dog leg round the corner. If I hit my driver, it's going to go way too far. So sometimes you've got to think about it. And also what we've got to remember is I've just played the second hole, which goes this way. We're now going this way. It's downwind. So definitely don't need him. Get rid of the driver. So now I've got two options. Okay, if I probably hit it well, I could take a long iron here, and that should get me perfect up by the post, which should give me the shot that I want. If I'm feeling confident, maybe I can take a little hybrid, take it a little bit round the corner. Let's play both. Let's see what happens. Let's go with that strategy. So we want to finish around about 140 yards from the green on the fairway. The club that should do that is my long iron. Okay, hitting something like a 4-iron for me. That should be the club that will do it nicely. So I'm just going to aim straight at the marker post, see what we get, go from there. Downwind should push it down there nicely. Struck that lovely. Should be where I want it to be. We'll have a look when we get down there. As I said, if the strategy's there and you're confident you can do it, have a go with a hybrid. Might gain another 20 yards. That just reduces the chance that you may get that ball in the hole for a less shot by about 10-15%. Is it worth the risk? Well, 30% chance I'm going to bogey this. If I could get one down there, maybe within 100 yards, maybe I back myself nearly 100% down in 3. So that just improves my chances. Same routine, same rhythm. Let's see what we get. Well, that's a little bit tighter. Interesting, unless it gets a good bounce, which it looked like it did. Might not be much better than the iron. Was it worth the risk? Well, we'll see when we get down there. I'll give you the two numbers when we get down there, but I think we're going to be around about our number. So on this occasion, the strategy worked out reasonably well. Let's go and play our third hole again, a little bit longer par 4, and again with the wind conditions, the different strategies we might play on that hole. So we can see on the last hole from the figures we put up, I was about right for the 4-iron. I didn't really gain that much, about 10 yards with the hybrid off that tee. So again, the strategy there may be better to just stick to the iron. Now, because of the sunlight, we've actually jumped to the 14th tee rather than the 4th tee. And we're looking at a hole here. Let's just look at the numbers. We're looking at a hole about 430 yards. So this is a hole on average. I'm going to bogey 70% of the time as a single figure golfer. I'm only going to par it 30% of the time. And it's looking at the strategy. Roughly what would be a par shot? Well, if I could probably move it to about 220, so hit it just over 200 yards, that should be right. In these conditions, I'm just going to take my hybrid. I think that's the right club to get me down there. So let's play that shot and let's see what we get. And again, we're taking into account the conditions and how that might affect the shot. But I feel this is the right club. I'd like to be at the corner. As I said, it's a hole I'm going to bogey more than I'm going to par it. So anything down there is very good. Yep, that's okay. Tight to the trees, but it should be okay. Yep. So I think that's finished around about the number we should be. Okay, so now strategy, what can I do? It was probably tight to the trees. Because of the wind, it only just got out. So maybe a driver might have been a better option. Let's see what we get if we do that. And we'll look at the numbers when we get down there so you can see the results that we've got. So, because that only just got out of the trees with the wind, again, we're learning strategy, different conditions, what would be the best thing to do. Anything around 200 yards left into the green is about where we should be. And that's a much better shot. Should follow the hole nicely. Probably only going to give me around about 180 into the green because I got that away really nicely. So you can see from the numbers there, yeah, there was a little bit of a gain hitting the driver on this hole to make the hole a little bit easier, but that's the conditions. And that's the key thing. You're working out your strategies as you go along. If we look at the 3 holes, we looked at the par 3. We hit that sort of shorter iron, the 8-iron in, taking into account the wind, and we're around our number, around about 50 feet. But with the 7-iron, after we learnt from it, we're inside 20 feet. Perfect. 4-iron was plenty off the tee. It got us about our number. We only gained about 10 yards with the hybrid. Whereas on this tee box, we gained a lot more from the driver. And again, that's just learning the situation that we're in. So it's all about strategy. It's working out how you can get yourself round those holes. And that's really open. If you're playing somewhere regularly, start to learn what will work best for you. I hope the video today's helped you. It's given you an idea. As I said, we've played 2 tee shots off each hole to give you an idea how you can develop your game. If you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, and I hope to see you soon.